What's up, Liberty lovers? Twin Insanity here with Liberty Insanity 39, and today we say happy birthday to Las Vegas, Nevada, founded May 15th, 1905. Can you believe Las Vegas is only 117 years old? Now, why are we even talking about Vegas in a Liberty Insanity video? It's because, you probably know, there's a hotel and casino there called New York, New York, which opened in 1997. So I guess it makes it only 25 years old. Insane. I got a few cultural objects from New York, New York Hotel and Casino, and we'll talk about a very controversial blunder made by the USPS in 2011 concerning the Statue of Liberty in Las Vegas. All right. So the Statue of Liberty among the facade of New York, New York Hotel and Casino, it's 151 feet tall. Lady Liberty, completed 1886 in the New York Harbor, is 305 feet tall. Top of the torch, to the base of the pedestal, 305 feet. So the one in Vegas is basically half the height. And it is just part of the facade that includes the Empire State Building, the Chrysler Building, and all that. And, it's not something you can come into. But it is interesting. It opened in 1997, and the unthinkable happened in 2001. There was a spontaneous makeshift memorial to that incident. People were bringing flowers and mementos and photos to Lady Liberty in Sin City. And they even made a permanent display out of it in 2003, all the stuff that had been donated at that memorial. And they took it down in 2013. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. You're out there, the city of lost wages. You probably don't want to be reminded of the 9/11 tragedy. Okay, so the objects I have, this is my coal bar resin figure, made in USA, Coal Bar Arts, Inc. Now, we featured this in Liberty Insanity 4. I showed you my 4 different coal bar bust figures. This one is sold at New York, New York. There's their logo. Lady Liberty is in the logo. And we showed how they modified it. They made it a little bit different. But presumably, it is based on the same figurine resin piece from the 80s. Not 80s, 90s. Now, this is a piece of a little keychain. Sometimes in their merchandising, they use a teddy bear as Lady Liberty. And sometimes, I'll put an image up from a t-shirt or something. Sometimes they use Marilyn Monroe as Lady Liberty. I can't find any sort of figurine of that. Pretty much just the t-shirts. And this bobblehead, made by the legendary BDNA. They make a lot of sports-themed bobbleheads. This was sold at the grand opening of the ESPN Zone in New York, New York Hotel and Casino, which opened July 19th, 2001. So I was looking into ESPN Zone. It was sort of a restaurant like Hard Rock Cafe, but instead of music memorabilia, it was sports memorabilia. Only 9 ever existed. I think the first one went up in 98, and they were all closed by 2010. Now, the one in Las Vegas, where this is from, opened 2001, and it was closed 2010. So it had a good 9-year run. And can you believe this bobblehead? Nice quality resin bobblehead. Nothing is written on the tablet. Wearing an ESPN Zone jersey. In the back says New York, New York Hotel and Casino. Even this bobblehead is 21 years old. Insane. Now, the final thing we have to talk about is this stamp. What I have here is a genuine United States Postal Service stamp issued in 2011. It's on what you call an FDC first day cover. And let me kind of describe what a first day cover is. Every stamp that's issued has a release date. And on that release date, you can make a cachet on your envelope, have it sent there, have it sent back to you with the official first day of issue cancellation. So this one was not issued from New York City. It was issued from Washington, D.C. But here's the controversy. What went down? That is not liberty enlightening the world. That is not the Bartholdi statue completed in 1886. That image, through their folly, their oversight, their blunder, they depicted a photo of the one in Las Vegas. That is Vegas Liberty. And it turns out the designer of that representation, it's not a replica, and it's not really a parody either. It's an artist's interpretation. It's a representation built in 1997 specifically for New York Hotel and Casino. They're on the Vegas Strip, across from the MGM Grand, and I think it's between Excalibur and Tropicana. I've been there a while. Anyway, the designer's name was Robert Davidson. And one day, his wife was at the post office, and she comes home and says, "Hey, your statue is on a stamp." And he sued the United States Postal Service. They brought in, USPS's lawyers tried to argue that it was too general. We all know the Statue of Liberty is in the public domain, and Davidson's argument was, no, that is my specific rendition. That is my artist's interpretation that you clearly put on your stamp. Very different in the face, very unique overall. And by the way, it's made of fiberglass. We all know the one in New York Harbor is made of steel inside and copper on the outside. So it's just a fiberglass representation. And they brought in all these experts. They brought in someone from the National Park Service. They showed a picture of the stamp. And of course, the NPS employee said, oh, who's also, you would think, USPS probably thought, oh, NPS is going to be on the side of us, big government. They're like, oh, that's the one in Vegas. So Davidson won, and he was awarded $3.5 million for the United States Postal Service's error. Now, the stamp itself is not rare, but it's a very interesting story because they had to pay this artist so much money because they didn't do any sort of fact-checking. Lady Liberty herself in New York Harbor, liberty enlightening the world, mother of exiles, the new Colossus, has been on many stamps throughout the years. But in this example, they done messed up, and they put the New York Hotel and Casino. What's about all I gotta say? Liberty Insanity 39. Viva Las Vegas. Viva Insanity. Hope you enjoyed and hope you thumbed it up. I got one more fact for you. Auguste Bartholdi, the designer of the Statue of Liberty in New York City, he died 1 year before Las Vegas was founded. So he died in 1904. All right, well, happy birthday to Las Vegas. Hope you enjoy my Liberty collection through the Liberty Insanity playlist and project. Hey, let me know if you've ever been to an ESPN zone. Let me know if you've ever stayed at the New York Hotel and Casino. I've been there. I've been in it a few times, but I've never stayed there. I've been to Vegas in a long time. I'm trying to pick the perfect thumbnail if you'll permit me a moment to experiment. Maybe put this one in the middle. I don't know. Okay, thanks for checking me out. Goodbye. Thumbs up.